Bill Viola, born in 1951 in Queens, New York, is an artist like no other, a visionary who has transformed the world of video art into a profound medium for exploring the mysteries of existence. His works are not just visual pieces, they are deeply emotional experiences that invite the viewer to embark on a journey inward, to reflect on the most profound questions of life, death, and transformation. But what makes Viola's art so unique? How does he manage to create such powerful, contemplative works using the medium of video? And what role do spirituality, meditation, and technology play in shaping his artistic vision? From the outset, Viola's work has been driven by an intense curiosity about the human condition. His art is not merely concerned with aesthetics or technological innovation, though both play an important role. Instead, it seeks to engage with fundamental philosophical and spiritual questions that have preoccupied human beings for millennia. Viola draws from a wide range of religious and philosophical traditions, including Buddhism, Christian mysticism, Sufism, and Zen philosophy, creating works that resonate with universal themes of impermanence, suffering, and enlightenment. His use of technology, especially video, allows him to manipulate time, space, and perception in ways that traditional media cannot, offering viewers an immersive experience that is both meditative and transformative. As we delve deeper into Viola's life and work, we'll explore how his personal experiences, his study of spiritual traditions, and his mastery of technology have come together to create a body of work that transcends the boundaries of art and touches something truly universal. Through this journey, we'll see how Viola's art challenges us to confront our own mortality, to reflect on the nature of reality, and perhaps even to undergo our own spiritual transformations. Dive into the depths of life's greatest mysteries. Hit subscribe and unlock powerful reflections on existence, art, and the beauty of impermanence. The early life and influences of Bill Viola. Childhood and early fascination with technology. Bill Viola's journey into the world of art and technology began in an unlikely place, his childhood home in Queens, New York. From an early age, Viola was captivated by the power of technology to create new experiences and ways of seeing the world. As a child in the 1950s and 60s, he was fascinated by television, a relatively new medium at the time, and spent countless hours watching images flicker across the screen. But unlike many of his peers, Viola wasn't content to simply be a passive consumer of these images. He wanted to understand how they worked, what made them possible, and how they could be used to explore deeper truths about the world. This curiosity led him to experiment with cameras and other technologies as a young boy, setting the stage for his later career as a video artist. But it wasn't just technology that captivated Viola. He was also deeply influenced by the natural world. One of the most formative experiences of his childhood was a near-drowning accident at the age of 6, which he later described as a beautiful and blissful moment. Far from being a traumatic experience, Viola recalled feeling a sense of peace and transcendence as he floated underwater, watching the sunlight filter through the water's surface. This experience of being suspended between life and death, between the physical world and something beyond, would become a recurring theme in his later work. Educational background and the influence of avant-garde art. Viola's formal education in art began at Syracuse University, where he studied under some of the most influential artists and thinkers of the time. It was here that he was introduced to the world of avant-garde art, particularly the experimental work being done in video and electronic media. At the time, video art was still in its infancy, and many artists were exploring the possibilities of the medium in new and exciting ways. Viola was particularly inspired by the work of artists like Nam June Paik, who was pushing the boundaries of video technology to create immersive, multimedia experiences. But it wasn't just the technical aspects of video art that attracted Viola. He was also deeply drawn to its potential for exploring philosophical and existential questions. At Syracuse, he studied with Jack Nelson, a pioneer in the field of video art, who encouraged him to think about the medium not just as a tool for creating images, but as a way of engaging with time, space, and consciousness. Under Nelson's guidance, Viola began to experiment with video as a means of exploring concepts like perception, memory, and the passage of time. These early experiments would lay the foundation for his later, more mature works. The role of spirituality in Viola's art. Viola's encounter with Buddhism and Zen philosophy, while technology and avant-garde art were central to Viola's development as an artist, his work would not be what it is today without the profound influence of spirituality. One of the most important spiritual traditions that Viola has drawn from is Buddhism, particularly Zen philosophy. Although Viola is not a practicing Buddhist in the traditional sense, his deep engagement with Buddhist teachings on impermanence, suffering, and enlightenment has had a lasting impact on his work. Viola first encountered Buddhism in the 1970s, during a period of intense personal and artistic exploration. At the time, he was living in Florence, Italy, working as a video technician for the art historian and filmmaker Alinari brothers. It was during this time that he began to study Zen Buddhism, particularly the teachings of D.T. Suzuki, who had played a major role in introducing Zen to the West. Viola was struck by Zen's emphasis on direct, experiential understanding of reality, as well as its focus on mindfulness and the present moment. These ideas resonated deeply with Viola, who was already interested in exploring the nature of perception and consciousness through his art. Zen Buddhism, with its focus on meditation and mindfulness, provided Viola with a framework for understanding the world in a new way. In Zen, there is a recognition of the impermanence of all things, the idea that everything is constantly changing and that life itself is a continuous cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. This concept of impermanence would become a central theme in Viola's work, as he sought to create art that reflected the transient nature of existence and the interconnectedness of all things. Meditation and the creative process. For Viola, meditation is not just a theme in his work, it is also an essential part of his creative process. He has described the act of creating art as a form of meditation, a way of connecting with the present moment and accessing deeper states of consciousness. In many ways, Viola's artistic process mirrors the practice of meditation, which requires patience, focus, and a deep awareness of one's inner states. One of the most distinctive features of Viola's work is its slow, deliberate pacing, which encourages viewers to engage with the images on screen in a meditative way. In pieces like The Passing, 1991, and The Reflecting Pool, 1977-79, Viola uses slow motion to create a sense of suspended time, allowing viewers to enter a state of contemplation and reflection. This slow pacing is not just a stylistic choice, it is a deliberate attempt to create a space for mindfulness and awareness, qualities that are central to both meditation and Buddhist practice. Viola's use of slow motion and minimalistic sound design is a response to the fast-paced, overstimulating environment of modern life. In today's world, where we are constantly bombarded with information and distractions, it can be difficult to find moments of stillness and reflection. Viola's work offers a counterpoint to this, providing a space where viewers can slow down, breathe, and engage with their own inner states. In this way, his art serves not only as a reflection on spiritual themes but also as a tool for inducing a meditative state in those who engage with it. Exploring the concept of impermanence through art. Impermanence in Buddhism and Viola's artistic vision. At the heart of Buddhism is the concept of impermanence, the idea that all things are in a constant state of flux, that nothing is permanent, and that everything is subject to change. This is not just a philosophical abstraction, it is a fundamental truth of human existence. We are born, we grow old, and eventually, we die. The world around us is constantly changing, and nothing remains the same for long. For Bill Viola, this concept of impermanence is not just a theme in his work, it is the very essence of his artistic vision. Through his use of video, Viola is able to capture moments of transition and transformation, moments that reflect the impermanence of life itself. In works like The Passing, 1991, and Non-Triptych, 1992, Viola explores the cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth, presenting these stages not as distinct, separate moments but as interconnected phases in the continuous flow of existence. In The Passing, Viola reflects on the transitory nature of life, using video to capture moments of transformation, such as birth, death, and the passage of time, with a contemplative, almost ritualistic pace. Water, a symbol of both life and death in many cultures, is a recurring motif in this work and in much of Viola's art. The slow ebb and flow of water mirrors the meditative state, inviting the viewer to reflect on the ephemeral nature of existence and the interconnectedness of all things. In Nante's triptych, Viola presents three parallel images: a woman giving birth, a man lying on his deathbed, and a figure submerged in water. These three stages, birth, life, and death, are presented not as distinct, separate moments but as interconnected phases in the cycle of existence. The water, often a symbol of the unconscious or spiritual realm, reflects the dual nature of human existence, caught between the physical and the metaphysical. This imagery resonates deeply with Buddhist concepts of self-awareness and the dissolution of the ego, as the viewer is drawn into a state of contemplation about the boundaries between the self and the world. The symbolism of water in Viola's work. Water is a recurring motif in Viola's work, and its symbolism is deeply connected to the themes of impermanence, transformation, and spiritual awakening that permeate his art. Water is a powerful symbol in many spiritual traditions, representing both life and death, creation and destruction, and the flow of time itself. In Buddhist philosophy, water is often used as a metaphor for the mind, reflecting its ability to change, adapt, and flow in response to different conditions. For Viola, water serves as a visual metaphor for the process of spiritual transformation. In works like The Reflecting Pool and Five Angels for the Millennium, 2001, water is used to create a sense of suspended time, allowing viewers to enter a meditative state and reflect on the nature of existence. In The Reflecting Pool, the water becomes a mirror, reflecting the dual nature of human existence, caught between the physical and the spiritual, the conscious and the unconscious. In Five Angels for the Millennium, water is used to explore themes of death, rebirth, and transcendence. The figures in the video seem to rise, fall, and submerge in water, creating a sense of otherworldliness that invites viewers to contemplate the metaphysical themes of the work. The use of slow motion and dreamlike pacing allows viewers to engage with the images on a deeper, more contemplative level, much like the experience of meditation. Art as a vehicle for spiritual transformation. Viola's belief in the transformative power of art. For Viola, art is not just a form of expression, it is a vehicle for personal and spiritual transformation. He believes that art, much like religious rituals or meditative practices, has the potential to take individuals on an inward journey, one that may lead to profound shifts in consciousness. This emphasis on the transformative power of art aligns with many of the goals of Buddhist practice, where self-awareness, mindfulness, and compassion are cultivated as tools for awakening and liberation. Viola's work often explores the tension between the physical and the spiritual, the material and the immaterial, and the self and the world. In pieces like The Reflecting Pool and Nante's triptych, Viola creates immersive experiences that encourage viewers to confront their own inner states and existential concerns. These works are not just visual spectacles, they are profound meditations on the nature of existence, designed to evoke a sense of spiritual awakening and personal transformation. Viola has described his art as a form of spiritual exercise, a way of engaging with the deeper questions of life and death. He believes that by confronting these questions through art, we can begin to see the world in a new way, one that is more mindful, compassionate, and aware of the interconnectedness of all things. This belief in the transformative power of art is central to Viola's work, and it is one of the reasons why his art continues to resonate so deeply with audiences around the world. Art as a meditation on life and death. One of the most powerful themes in Viola's work is the exploration of life and death, not as oppositional forces but as interconnected aspects of a continuous cycle. In works like Nante's triptych and The Passing, Viola presents birth, life, and death as part of the same process, inviting viewers to reflect on the impermanence of all things and the possibility of transcendence. In Nante's triptych, the juxtaposition of birth and death creates a powerful meditation on the cycle of life. The image of a woman giving birth is mirrored by the image of a man lying on his deathbed, creating a sense of continuity between the beginning and end of life. The water, which appears in the central panel of the triptych, serves as a symbol of the unconscious or spiritual realm, reflecting the dual nature of human existence, caught between the physical and the metaphysical. In the passing, Viola reflects on his own personal experiences with life and death, particularly the death of his mother. The slow, contemplative pace of the video allows viewers to enter a state of reflection, not just on the images themselves but on their own experiences with loss and impermanence. The use of water as a recurring motif in the video creates a sense of fluidity and continuity, suggesting that life and death are not separate events but part of the same process. The integration of technology and spirituality in Viola's art. The role of technology in Viola's work. While Viola's work is deeply influenced by ancient spiritual traditions, he is also committed to using cutting-edge technology to realize his artistic vision. His work demonstrates a unique synthesis of technology and spirituality, as he manipulates time, space, and movement through video to create experiences that feel both modern and timeless. For Viola, technology is not something that stands in opposition to spirituality. Rather, it is a tool that can be used to explore and communicate profound truths about human existence. The use of video, in particular, allows him to manipulate time in ways that would be impossible in traditional visual arts, creating immersive experiences that mirror the timelessness of the spiritual themes he explores. In works like Five Angels for the Millennium and The Veiling, Viola uses video to create a sense of suspended time, allowing viewers to enter a meditative state and reflect on the deeper themes of the work. The use of slow motion, in particular, creates a sense of timelessness, allowing viewers to engage with the images on a deeper, more contemplative level. Viola's use of video as a spiritual tool. One of the most distinctive features of Viola's work is his use of video as a tool for spiritual exploration. Unlike traditional visual arts, which are often static, video allows Viola to manipulate time, space, and movement in ways that create immersive, meditative experiences. By slowing down time and allowing images to unfold gradually, Viola creates a space where viewers can enter a state of mindfulness and reflection, much like the experience of sitting in meditation. In works like The Reflecting Pool and Five Angels for the Millennium, Viola uses video to create a sense of suspended time, inviting viewers to engage with the images on screen in a contemplative way. The slow pacing and minimalistic sound design encourage viewers to focus on the present moment, fully aware of their own thoughts and sensations as they arise and pass away. Viola's use of video as a spiritual tool is particularly evident in Five Angels for the Millennium, where the slow, dreamlike pace of the video creates a sense of otherworldliness that invites viewers to enter a meditative state. The figures in the video seem to rise, fall, and submerge in water, creating a sense of transcendence that mirrors the spiritual themes of death, rebirth, and transformation. The meditative impact of Viola's work on the audience. The role of the viewer in Viola's art. One of the most remarkable aspects of Viola's work is the way it engages the viewer, not just as a passive observer but as an active participant in the experience. Viola's art is not something to be simply looked at. It is something to be experienced, something that requires patience, attention, and reflection. Viola has described his work as a form of spiritual exercise, designed to induce a state of mindfulness in those who engage with it. The slow pacing, the minimalistic soundscapes, and the evocative imagery all work together to create a space where viewers can enter a state of stillness and awareness, much like the experience of meditation. In this way, Viola's art serves as both a reflection on spiritual themes and as a tool for inducing a meditative state in the viewer. By slowing down time and creating a sense of suspended reality, Viola invites viewers to engage with their own inner states, to reflect on their own experiences of life, death, and transformation. The meditative qualities of Viola's art. The meditative qualities of Viola's art are not accidental. They are a deliberate part of his artistic vision. By slowing down time and creating a sense of suspended reality, Viola creates a space where viewers can enter a state of mindfulness and reflection. In works like The Reflecting Pool and The Veiling, Viola uses video to create a sense of timelessness, allowing viewers to engage with the images on a deeper, more contemplative level. The slow pacing and minimalistic sound design encourage viewers to focus on the present moment, fully aware of their own thoughts and sensations as they arise and pass away. The meditative impact of Viola's work is particularly evident in Five Angels for the Millennium, where the slow, dreamlike pace of the video creates a sense of otherworldliness that invites viewers to enter a meditative state. The figures in the video seem to rise, fall, and submerge in water, creating a sense of transcendence that mirrors the spiritual themes of death, rebirth, and transformation. Conclusion: Bill Viola's legacy in art and spirituality. Bill Viola's work represents a unique fusion of art, technology, and spirituality, creating a body of work that transcends the boundaries of traditional visual media and touches something truly universal. Through his use of video, Viola is able to explore profound questions about life, death, transformation, and the human condition, creating immersive experiences that invite viewers to reflect on their own inner states and existential concerns. At the heart of Viola's work is a deep engagement with spiritual traditions, particularly Buddhism and meditation, which provide a framework for understanding the transient nature of existence and the interconnectedness of all things. Through his use of slow motion, minimalistic soundscapes, and evocative imagery, Viola creates a space for reflection, stillness, and awareness, qualities that are central to both meditation and spiritual practice. Viola's art is not just something to be looked at, it is something to be experienced. It is a form of spiritual exercise, designed to induce a state of mindfulness and reflection in those who engage with it. By slowing down time and creating a sense of suspended reality, Viola invites viewers to enter a state of stillness and awareness, much like the experience of meditation. In this way, Bill Viola's work offers more than just a visual spectacle, it offers a profound meditation on the human condition, guiding viewers on a journey toward greater awareness and understanding of life's impermanence. Through his art, Viola reminds us that we are all part of a continuous cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth, and that through mindfulness and reflection, we can begin to see the world, and ourselves, in a new way.